welcome to game 2 against JoMa. I am, or JoMa, as I suspect it is correctly pronounced. We've got a university here, which cannot gain the 6-cost action that you want a lot of. Capitalism here can let you play non-terminals anyways, so capitalism's no good. We've got nobles again. Nobles is really the only draw. And there's no way to thin either. You can sift a little bit with Hireling. I guess you can draw with Border Guard. I guess you can draw with Hireling. So one idea would be to open Expedition. I think Smugglers is going to be really painful here too. So I can just go Border Guard Potion, try to get some universities into the deck and use that to add Mystics and Border Guards and stuff, and then play Hirelings, or I can just go like Silver Expedition, try to get a couple of Hirelings in play, and then go Smugglers. I get concerned with Smugglers if I open Silver Expedition, they grab a Smugglers, and then I feel a little bit bad about it, but that leads me to want to open like Silver Border Guard maybe. I think just getting a couple Hirelings in play is worth the cost. If they want to go for the smuggler route, they've got to hit it right. It looks like they have a 2/5, so I don't think they're going to get Smugglers here. Okay, well they do. They've got a 5 and 7 here, 5 and 12 here to hit it. And I even draw it on the reshuffle. That was pretty lucky for me. I can grab my own Smugglers now, and I'm in good shape here. Yeah, 5 and 12, so it's a little bit less than half to see it. Which they don't. And now I get my own Smugglers, I think, because they're pretty likely to see Hireling this turn. Or they're pretty likely to hit 6 this turn with the money that they added to their deck. They just get a Hamlet. Okay, Hamlet's a decent card for the deck. On 5, I can take a Mystic, I guess. Or I can get a Source of Plus Buy, which is what? I don't know. Hamlet. I think I'll hit a $5 turn at some point. Or have a Smugglers something. So I'm thinking about just getting Capitalism here, to be honest. Capital here, which lets me spike 6s, but then I have the debt, and they get the Smugglers. So it's not at all obvious to me what I'm supposed to do here. Like, I could just take a Snowy Village and be a little bit sad about it, which I think is what I'm going to do. And now I can just get slam Border Guards for a while. With the idea that as soon as they buy a very good 5 or 6 cost, I do the same myself. Okay, they saw their Smugglers last turn, and they did Expedition this turn, but they're not likely to see their Smugglers this turn. I have a Smugglers next turn, so I'm going to hit the Hireling now. Oh, they did have their Smugglers. Oh, they have 2 Smugglers. Duh. Okay, I have 3 terminals in the deck, 1 Snowy Village, but I think I want to take a Border Guard here just to start cycling through. So I have a 3-1 lead on the Hireling pile. It looks like, which means I'm going to have a much bigger starting hand every turn. For whatever that's worth. And I probably will not gain any more Hirelings unless they start doing Smuggler stuff, because it doesn't seem worth it to, a 3-1 lead is much bigger than a 6-4 lead. Not that the Hireling pile is really even that good, but I should start figuring out what I'm doing in this kingdom. I mean, provincing is the answer. How do we get to province viably? And maybe that answer is I add a couple of golds, and we'll get 1 Hamlet here as a card my deck needs. they did get the capital themselves, and they do have a 2-to-1 lead in the smuggler pile. So maybe they figure they can buy a grand market, and then I'll smuggle 1, and then they can smuggle 2. Something like that when they play their capital. Okay, I'm going to trigger this shuffle without the smugglers. It's mostly just the snowy and some coppers in the Hamlet, right? Take the Hamlet, discard for buy, and smugglers against that. So 7 and 3 buys. I guess I'm getting another smugglers here. And so be it. Maybe capital is the answer. They're going to use capital to hit province and then pay the debt off later. I don't like being down in the smugglers pile, so I guess I'm going to get a smuggler and 2 border guards. And if they want to try to go through the smuggler pile, we'll have decks that are all smugglers and be quite sad about it. I guess if they want to gain like 4 more smugglers, I may just let them have it and gain 1 gold or something, and then provinces. Or I just, yeah, okay, I have to think about this then. So if I don't touch the smuggler pile, they're not going to touch the smuggler pile. And then they just have this option to do the 3 smuggler turns. Or yeah, smuggle 2 things turns. That means that their deck is not like super conducive to playing that many of those. Like I can just take the gold now. But I have a lot more draw. I think if I take smuggler and 2 border guards, I can win this smuggler war with my extra hand size. They did okay. They're periodically doing expedition rather than buying $2 actions. I think I would prefer to have border guards over the their expedition is what my hirelings do for me anyways. So they're going to gain. I assume they're going to gain more smugglers here. Okay, interesting. So now I need to figure out how the game is going to end. I guess I'm just taking the last border guard and nothing else and blocking their smuggler, or I could just take an expedition here. See what they buy next turn. I could also take another silver and try to hit province that way. I'm starting with 8 cards in hand, so if every card I have these 2 smugglers and then the estates. So at some point I'm going to need some more money here. Which maybe the capital is doing, and maybe a mystic is doing, or maybe I just buy a silver here and try to get to gold next turn, or capital. I think I'm going to buy it. All right, expedition, border guard, or silver. I'm going to say something. So if I buy a silver, 2 silvers and 4 coppers, then I have an 8 card starting hand, and I get 2 dead cards. So I really need to get a gold along the way. But I think getting a silver, and I can potentially gain. Yeah, getting a silver, or I just get a border guard and see what they gain next turn, and smuggle whatever they gain. If they gain a province with the capital buy, then they'll be in debt. I should be able to gain some nice actions, and the piles are not super close to running. And obviously, I would have rather had 5 money there, and they could have bought. Could have fought a border guard and an expedition, but that was not to be. Yeah, so having estates in the starting hand is quite bad. If I can discard most of my estates, then I feel pretty good about life. Okay, Province Expedition. But they're just in a ton of debt. Okay, the smugglers are useless here. Let's do the reveal 3 thing. Okay. Okay, so how do we get to reliably provincing? I think the answer is gold. If they gain the golds, then I'm just going to gain more golds, and I'll be able to potentially double province or do better. The alternative is like expedition, silver. But I'm pretty happy to take the golds. They've got this debt. That makes it really easy, I think, for me to province. I was going to say, oh my gosh, I dudded, but I have Hireling in play. So this turn, if they play all their money in their deck, which they can't actually do, they're just getting out of deck. And if they want to expedition, they have to play the capital and take on 6 more debt. So that seems like spinning. I guess they can smuggle some golds. Smuggle 2 golds. Okay. I think this is not a great shuffle that they've triggered here, though. They're snowy, both their smugglers, a couple of their border guards. They've got a couple more border guards and hamlets and stuff. Like, this is a turn I could potentially look to buy a Grand Market or a Nobles. Because I don't think they can easily get back around to their smugglers. If I even have a turn here. I should find some border guards here, though. Let's see what they do. Expedition. Yeah. This is really awful. I think I take this border guard and just try to find something better. As I find the smugglers, smuggle a gold, and I think my plan here was to take the nobles because I don't think they can reliably. I don't think they can reliably smuggle this turn. Maybe 2 border guards. They've got a lot of stop cards in here. Yeah, but starting with... You need to start the hand with a bunch of actions. Make this not terrible. Yeah, okay. As I thought, they could not around, so at least they got this somewhat uncontested nobles, which is a nice draw. It is the only draw, really, other than the hireling stuff. Okay, great. Border guard, we take a gold. Hamlet. They gained a Hamlet. I don't think I want to gain a Hamlet this turn. I should have 1 more gold, right? No? I gained it this turn? Okay, my discard pile is too bad to trigger a shuffle. So I just buy a province here. And... Okay, 2 stop cards in the starting 5. So we're even on golds. They can't actually smuggle a gold this turn, right? Did I smuggle a gold this turn? No, I didn't play a smugglers that turn. So there's nothing smuggleable this turn. We've both got 2 golds. They've got this extra capital. I have the extra nobles. I have more border guards. Double expedition, I guess. Yeah. Makes sense. We take the Hamlet. I think we take the gold and just say we're happy to province here. Province, and I guess we take more Hamlets. They're kind of bad. I don't know, is a Hamlet worse than nothing for the deck? I think now that I have the nobles, I'll take the Hamlet, but it doesn't seem strictly better than nothing. at this point. I'm going to see the nobles this turn. So I'm worried that they can double province. They can double province once. 2 golds, 7 coppers, silver is 15, plus the capital is 21. So the next turn, they have to play the capital again to get out of debt. I also need to worry about a 3 pile, I think. Something and something. Maybe not. Maybe there's no. There's not enough draw to 3 pile. So again, we've seen both their smugglers this turn, which seems interesting to me that we've seen both their smugglers this turn. Leads me to believe that they cannot play them both next turn. Both smugglers, Snowy Village, Border Guard. I mean, maybe if they take 2 expeditions here. That's not a safe assumption. We'll see what they do. They took 1 expedition. Gold. Hamlet. Okay, we found it. Action. Discard for buy. Draw. Okay, so this is 10. So it's like this is not a good set of 7 cards. So what I'm thinking here is I take 2 capitals. Or like capital. So if I take 2 capitals, I am threatening to triple province on best turn. I could also take like nobles expedition and then lower the piles. That way they can smuggle for 2 nobles, then I can smuggle for 2 nobles. And then that game gets close to ending that way, and that maybe gets around this capital that they have that's annoying me. They don't have a ton of draw here, so I'm going to do that nobles plus expedition. And I'm starting with a huge hand. I've added draw to my deck, and if they're able to get smugglers off, I can get smugglers off too. Now, I guess if they smuggle 2 nobles and I smuggle 2 nobles, the game they could win on piles the next turn. So maybe that's a little bit greedy. Well, they found one smugglers and not enough to province. So I'm going to be able to smuggle for 2 nobles here and buy a province, almost certainly, which seems like a pretty strong position to be in. Hopefully border guards don't reveal both, like a smugglers nobles combo. Be a little upset in a 22 card deck, but given the number of border guard plays I expect to make. Copper, Hamlet, discard for action, plus 3 cards. Okay. Let me count here briefly. I'm playing the noble for 3 draw. I think this is fine. I think I'm not triggering this shuffle. Discard for action. Cards. So yeah, we're playing the Snowy and then we're stopping, I think. We're gaining 2 nobles now. And they've got 2 capitals, which is concerning. Got 2 capitals, which is concerning. Can they triple province? I don't think they can triple province. I'm going to say that they can't triple province. Because they can triple province, that's 24 money, which could get them 3 nobles, 2 hamlets, and an estate plus. So triple province, maybe triple, and they don't have a way to increase their hand size. So they can't really get more than 6 cards in hand. So I don't think they can triple province, which means I'm going to take nobles and 2 expeditions. What does that lose to? That loses to... No, I don't want to take any more nobles. Just go province expedition. I can't triple province. If they single, I'm maybe in trouble. But they'd have to single plus something, and then I can lower the other things. Okay, this is a very good starting hand. That is not a good reveal for them. The Smugglers and the gold. Again, that's a little sad because you want to see those in separate. You'd rather see those in the other order. If I'm analyzing that correctly. Sorry. I'm kind of just waiting to see what they can do. Okay, so tripling is not possible here. Not sure why I was worried about tripling from them. Did they gain any cards in their turn? They did not gain any cards in their turn. So, is that really true? They just gained no cards? They didn't play the Smugglers. They didn't gain any cards. Okay. So, well, okay. And we just kind of click for a bit. All right, we'll discard for action. Buy. Draw. Gold. Discard for action. Draw. Discard for buy. Okay, so if I go province, how do they win? They would have to double province plus double duchy, which just doesn't seem possible. They have 2 capitals, 2 gold, it's 15, 16, 18, 20. That's 28. They need 30 money to beat me. They have 2 golds, silver, it's 8 plus 7. They have 25 money. So I think province plus double expedition is safe. If I counted that correctly, 16. They would need 26 money, and they have 25 money. If I just counted that correctly. Not 100% sure that I did, but I think I did. I think I counted that correctly. And that requires them to get all of that money in their hand, which I just don't think is possible. Because I don't think. But maybe I counted wrong by 2. Yeah, because they would need 26 money. I'm pretty sure I counted 10, 17, 27 money. Maybe if they draw all their treasures, they can get there. They got close here. And even they didn't see most of their deck. I think the Border Guards split ended up being the big deal here for me. Their problem right now is they have to gain green cards that I can smuggle. Awkward. I guess I take the Hamlet, given that I have 2 nobles in hands. I think I can... Boy, I don't know. I guess I do it this way. And I think I'm just cycling here. Okay, let's card for action. Draw. I think I'm triggering this shuffle. I think I have enough draw on that shuffle to make it worthwhile. Discard for action. Maybe this was terrible. Okay. I'm not 100% sure I was definitively winning there, but I think buying the last province makes it too far ahead for me. So happy to get a win there, and we move on to game 3.